Rabbi Bucket, first of all, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us, to the Chabad Naples family. We know that you've been through quite an ordeal, to say the least, over the past several weeks. So first of all, thank you. I know it's 1:30 in Israel, so shalom and welcome to the Chabad Naples family.
Shalom, shalom. Thank you for being a part of.
Thank you. So we'll just take a few moments to ask you some questions. Could you please start by telling us just a little bit about yourself and your husband, Rabbi Bucket? Where are you from originally, and when and how did you end up in the Ukraine?
Okay, we are originally from Chabad. I hope you would understand my not so well English, because we are both Israeli, me and my husband. And 19 years ago, we moved to Ukraine to work with Rabbi Wilhelm. He is the head shliach of Chabad in Western Ukraine. He called us to come and develop some educational center that he just had a vision of something very necessary, very needed. And he asked us to come and start to develop this thing. And that's how 15 years ago, we started this project of Alumim Center, where we have children in all the ages, as you, I guess, already heard. Children that basically has to be in foster home, let's say the truth. But because the Ukraine social services not work so effectively as in the US or even in Israel as we are right now, so we just came to this vacuum and understand that we need to do something to help these children. So that's how we built this house, we built this home to be a warm place. To children need to be in a better place that will take care of them.
Amazing. Could you give us just some very general bearing as to where Zhytomyr is located in the geography of Ukraine?
Yeah, I guess most of us even didn't hear about Ukraine in general a few months ago. So Zhytomyr is a little bit more than 100 kilometers from Kiev. It's approximately close. It's close to Kiev. It's center and western Ukraine, and it's also close to the border of Belarus. So that's why we became, in some part, involved in the war. It's because we are close to Kiev, we're close to Belarus. So somehow we became part of the war.
So moving on to the recent tragic events, when did the real danger and gravity of the situation become clear? And at what point did you realize that it was time to evacuate and get out of Zhytomyr? And when did you actually leave?
So I think it's a real danger. Also, although a lot of people didn't understand it right in this moment, but we just, in the first night or morning, it was 5 a.m., when the first bombs start to fall over Ukraine, and the first one was in the main cities, in Odessa, in Kiev, in a few other cities, and also we had one attack right close to the place, to our place, like, I don't know, 3 or 5 kilometers. We had a military base over there. So the first bombs was just in all over Ukraine, in a lot of military places. And we were the one who also got one. So when we just heard the first bomb, I think about 30 minutes later, my rabbi called me and said, listen, there is these children that they're not at home, their parents are not here. You are the one who is responsible. Let's take a bus and take them out of here. So we were like acting immediately. In few hours, we were already on the buses.
What did you tell the children what was happening? How did they react to it? And
so first of all, the older was very scared. They heard the bomb, they dressed, they immediately start to look for a shelter, We need to go to a more secure place. So when we tell them that we are moving and we are going to a quiet area, that's where we had it in the beginning. So they was very happy that they wouldn't stay in this danger place. But we really didn't think, we didn't know how long it's gonna take. So we just had in mind that we are moving for a few days, maybe a week. We don't know exactly, and we'll see what's gonna happen. So it was Wednesday, Thursday, yeah. So we tell them that we're going to a weekend. We're just gonna be in a very nice place, in an hotel, in a Karpatim. For a weekend, we're going to Shabbos and maybe a little bit more. So the older was very happy because they felt safer. The younger was very happy because we are going to a vacation. So we started the road, the journey with the high, how would say, מצב רוח, forget the word.
Spirit.
Yes, spirit, yeah.
What were some of the challenges and logistics involved in getting and making immigration to Israel?
Yeah, so we started with a very high spirit, but it was just for the sake of the children. Yeah, we wanted them to feel secure and not to be scared. So that's why we need to act all these things. But the journey wasn't easy, even just because the road was very full and it's real war. You know, we had stopped by the army. We just saw a lot of soldiers, a lot of military vehicles. It was like it really was scary. And after 2 days or 3 that we were already in Chernovitz, which has to be a safe place, we started to hear our sirenas again, even then, there. And we understand that it's getting closer to us, even so far, and we really need to act. And it wasn't easy, especially bureaucracy, because really, like the children with no parents, with almost not any document. I mean, I took all the document that I thought that maybe would need to be with us, but I didn't have all of them with me. So it was really not a simple journey. I had a lot of good people that helped us. And basically the scariest moment was when we standed with the buses before the Ukrainian border, and we're just daven and pray that, okay, if Mirza Hashem, we will all pass, because we already had a plan. What are we gonna do if the Ukrainian people will not let us all move? Maybe they will let just some of the children who have passport, and the other we're gonna need to stay there. So we already had a plan how we're gonna split the stuff. Who is going with them? Who is going to stay? And what we do the next step? But that's basically that was the scariest moment in all the journey. But you know what? We just have so many good people and so many tehillim, which we and a lot of people just say in these moments, that it's really helped. Hashem just opened us the gate, and I can't even describe how big miracle it was. It was just insane. It wasn't something that should be in a normal way. It just shouldn't be. It's really like Hashem just did us say, it's yes Mitzrayim, you know?
Can you tell us a little bit what it was like when you landed in Israel and the reception you received at the time and since? Like, what is happening with the children now? What are your hopes and plans for them?
Now you can see that I'm already smiling, because of course, at the moment we landed in Israel, we just felt the huge hug. There just a lot of people who just wants to help. We're so welcoming. We're staying in a beautiful village. Just gave us, an organization gave us the ability to be here for a few weeks till we would know what's going to be our next step. And we're just surrounded by good Jewish people who are just helping us, sending donations, sending whatever we need, volunteers, and really we just feel that they are with us. We're not alone. We just already shared this responsible with a lot of more people that helping us help these children. And maybe this is a time I would like to thank your community. I would like to thank thanks the community of Naples to the great help, to the great donation, to your support. And I think everybody should hear that Rabbi Fishel already sent us a huge amount of money. And this money is going direct to the children and to the refugees that are staying here with us. We're buying them clothes and food and whatever they need.
Thank you. Thank you to the community. And I'll tell you, when I was WhatsApping with Rebbetzin Buka throughout the day, she was telling me, I cannot speak to you. There's work that needs to be done. There's 60 children that they take care of in Israel right now. They're literally the parents of these 60 children. But not only that, you said there's work going on with getting refugees out and helping them escape and rescuing children and seniors. So maybe you could just talk about that for a moment.
If I understand the question, so you're asking about what's going on now.
Yeah, what's going on in your city back in Ukraine, helping them?
Yeah. So this part is not exactly my part of work because I'm right now here with the children, but Rabbi Wilhelm is doing a great job, and we have people who is just every day wants to move, wants to leave the city because it's continuing bombing and it's really scared and there is no food in the streets, and it's like really people wants to leave. So we had people who just every day sending buses from Zhytomyr. They are taking out from this area members of our community. It can be just children. We have even children that again are sending without their parents. It's some families, it's part of families. It's just whoever wants to be evacuated, we are helping them. And we're sending buses every day to the Carpathian area. Again, this is the area when we were before we crossed the border. And then after a short time, whoever is want and whoever is able, because men are not able to leave Ukraine now, but they need to be in the army. But women and children are able to leave. So we are, first of all, taking everyone out of Zhytomyr, and then who can't leave Ukraine, we're helping them again to cross the border and come to Israel to be with us. So like this operation is running. It's not something that already stopped and done. This is something that happened every day. It's like we are all every day in the phones. We hear it from people who wants to go. We arrange drivers, cars, a way of evacuating. Everything is very complicated now, because the ways with how it's called stops, like the army are stopping every car.
Checkpoints.
And they're bombing, and it's like it's really very, very complicated just to move out of your home and go to another far away city. So it's a very complicated operation, but it's still running, and we still have more and more refugee or just leaving the city, just in decision of few hours, few minutes or a day, just packing a bag and said, I'm leaving, I don't want to be here. So you can imagine that these people are really, first of all, have nothing, like just pack some very important thing and left. They just left everything behind. And second, they are very traumatized and scared and felt like they really needs to be treated so good that just to have a little bit more belief, a little bit more feel safe. So the first step is to take them out, and then to really help them physically and mentally and all the help they need.
Wow. So as you're speaking to a group of people, the most special people here at the Chabad of Naples, the United States, what would you want to impress upon us as being the most pressing and impactful thing we can do to help you and others suffering under the weight of this crisis? What is the most pressing need right now?
Wow. I mean, first of all, your love, it's something that really we are so impressed, and it gives us so many power, because as you see, I am exhausted, and it's not just me, it's my husband and the other families of shluchim that works with us, are really exhausted, and all the refugees and the children are really like very, very tired, and we just need the power to continue this, I would say, this holy work. Yeah, we're really doing, we're rescuing people's life. That's what we're doing now. That's what we are dealing with this now. So really need a lot of power for this, and your love and your support, first of all, just gave us like a boost of energy. So thank you so much. And of course, to run all these things, we always need money. We are paying the drivers triple and even more than the usual amount because of the times. Yeah, we need to pay about gas, about benzene, about food. We're sending food packages to people that are still in Zhitomir. And now everything is getting so expensive because there is no food. So it's just an inflation, and 1 kilogram of flour, of everything, of sugar, just costs five times more. So money is just what's running this operation. That's what I said, you can't send anything to Ukraine right now. That's the only thing that just let us help.
Thank you. And the last question, because I know you got to get some sleep, is what's the most powerful takeaway that you might suggest could be drawn from this terrible developments now unfolding on the world stage? What's the message, or some to leave us with something?
I'm not a rabbi or something, that can say like very deep thing.
But you're a Rebbitzin.
But yeah.
And I know Rebbitzins, they're more powerful than rabbis.
But you know what? I would say two things. The first thing that I really felt that, Hashem tried 2 years ago, to show us that He is running the world and not us. Yeah, when the corona started, like everyone started to feel that everything is a little bit shaking and we don't know exactly what's going on. And we really need to trust Him because He is the one who is running the business. So we just felt it now so hard that really just God said, tell us that, you don't know a thing. I know, and I'm going to do what I want to do. And you can just join to this life that I'm just creating. Like really, we can just take our hands up and said, okay, Hashem, lead me wherever you want. I'm going to do, because anyway, I can't decide anything and I can't do anything. It's just not in my powers. It's everything in your hands. That's what I felt during the whole journey. Because I'm really a very simple woman. I'm not a one who is doing interviews or dealing with like important people. And I don't know why. It's just, from some reason, he just picked me and, he's tell me, like I felt that someone just tell me, you need to be there. You need to do this job. So it just Hashem pushed me, and that's what's happened. And the second thing is really to be thankful. Because we can be very sad and very regret about a lot of things that we couldn't take, or we lost and we don't know what's gonna be, and we are really in a mess right now. But I just learned that I need to be thankful. And every morning I wake up and I said, wow, Baruch Hashem, like we moved from Zhitomir, so good. We are not in a dangerous area. We moved the border, great. We had a permission to land in Israel, so good. We found a budget for this, amazing. And like just every day, I'm really finding sometimes small, sometimes big things that in all this mess and in all this, difficult time, we still needs to be very thankful to Hashem about all His mercy and what He's doing for us.
And you said you had nothing to say? Amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, Rebbitzin Bukit, we never met before, but my dear friend, his cousin, Rabbi Yisrael Woolen from Boulder, Colorado, he connected us. And just over the last few days...
By the way, is both my cousin and my husband's cousin. I don't know if you know it.
Oh, really? Okay, this I didn't know. I didn't know that much. But just speaking with her and listening to her story and their courage and thinking about the 60 children that literally she was able to bring to safety and the work that they continue to do day in and night. And our community can say we're part of this effort. And I just want to say, I didn't plan on saying this, if you want to continue to contribute, it will go directly to people like Rebbitzin Bukit who are there day in and 24/7 literally. And it's 183 Chabad rabbis and Rebbitzin, they're serving their communities. So a big Yasher Koyach, thank you for all that you do. We're sending our love and support, our tefillas and our brachas. Let's give her a standing ovation. Thank you for all the work. Yasher Koyach. I don't know if you can see everyone, but thank you from all of us. Now we're your cousins as well. We're part of the Willem crew as well. And the Shekayach and Hashem should protect and watch over you and the precious children. And B'ezrat Hashem may bring safety and security. Amen. What do you want to say? Something? Do you want to say?
Thank you. And I would say again, thank you all. Thank you. Your community, the Naples community, it's really helps so much. All your love and whatever you send us just gave us so many power. I'm really appreciate it. Thank you again.
Thank you. Laila Tov. Good night. Thank you so much.